Good evening. Welcome to American Hammers TV, part of the American Hammers Network. We're glad you're here on a Wednesday night. We're doing Wednesdays again, at least for now. I don't know if we're going to do Sundays, Wednesdays, maybe both. I don't know. But for tonight, it's Wednesday, so we're glad you're here. Um, we've got James with us. There he is. We've got Lucas with us. And before I start to say all the brief things we usually say, I want to tell you eZone 20 TV, James's new YouTube channel. Very good. I watched it the other day. Got into the chat the other day, yesterday. He's doing a lot of great stuff. You did a thing, James, on our front four. What did you call it? The dynamic.
The Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. Thank you. Yes, that makes more sense. It's Fantastic Four. And I think you have a show coming up on the Czechs. Is that right? Or
that one's already out. That one came out
gotcha.
earlier on today, so go over there and check it out. It'll be in the video section. But next week, I'm going to be doing a show on Declan Rice.
Excellent. So check out E20 TV, E20 Zone TV. It's really good. I've been on it. It's really good. Lucas has a show coming up with Kostya, and who else is going to be on it?
Charlie,
who's right here. Yeah, here he is. So Charlie Walsh and Kostya and Lucas are going to have a show. And who else is going to be on the show? Who else is the fourth piece of the show?
You say it.
I don't know how to say it.
It's Rebska.
It's that Alan Rezepa guy who everybody hates on Twitter. So if you want to, Kostya is a little powder keg waiting to go off at any moment anyway. You know what I mean? That's kind of how he is. So I imagine when you get him and Alan, I mean no disrespect, I'm bad with Polish names. Alan Rezepa, Rebska, whatever it is. You get the two of you.
Rezka.
Okay, there you go. Alan Reska and Kostya together. You and Charlie are going to have to be like firefighters. You know what I mean? Just like or like boxing referees. Stepping in the middle of them all the time.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
It's going to be fun. Now, when does it come on? When does it come on, Lucas?
Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 British time, or however you say it.
Yes, 9 in London, which is it's not Greenwich Mean Time, I don't think, but it's British. I don't know what it is. Anyway, 9 o'clock in London, whatever time it is. And just joining us down in the bottom corner. Now, let me just tell you that he's made a nice fashion choice because I think I mentioned earlier, my younger son's team, he's playing town soccer, if you'll excuse the word, here in Chelmsford, Mass. And all the town teams at his age level are named after Serie A clubs. And we just happen to be Inter Milan. So it's a nice Inter Milan shirt to support Andrew's team.
Forza Inter.
How's it going, Tom? Tom Matherton.
Yes, not bad, mate. Not bad.
Good.
Feeling good.
How's life in the Midlands?
Yeah, very nice. I'm moving in a week. So
are you?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm off back to Leeds. So yeah.
Wait, you're moving to Leeds in a week?
Yes, I'm not in Leeds. I'm moving to Leeds, back to Leeds in a week.
You're in Yorkshire now, right?
Yeah, well, I'll be staying in Yorkshire, but I'll be hopping from East Yorkshire to West Yorkshire. So
gotcha. Because Leeds is most definitely in Yorkshire.
West, West Yorkshire. Yeah,
absolutely. All right, very cool. So you guys know what we usually say. Buy some stuff from us if you want to. ahtv.threadless.com. I have to say it slowly so I don't slur my speech. Threadless as in no threads, ahtv.threadless.com. Check us out. It helps keep us going. I know a lot of you have contacted us but want to be on the show. I need to go through our Twitter messages on the American Hammers TV account. I haven't done that yet. Sorry. So if you contact us about being on the show and you're watching and I haven't gotten back to you, please be patient. I'll get to you. We'll get everybody on eventually. And that's probably about it. So I'm going to try to keep it to a tight hour tonight because I promised my wife I'd watch Only Murders in the Building with her at 9 o'clock. It doesn't have to be 9 o'clock, but anyway, I got to get up early. I have to go to the doctor tomorrow morning to get a physical. So got to be in tip-top shape. You know what I mean?
Make sure you do your push-ups before you go.
Yes, I'll make sure I do my push-ups for the first time since I was in like 8th grade. I'll do push-ups. But yeah, so we're going to keep it tight. So, I was thinking, if you guys don't mind, we had a fantastic result against Leeds. And hello, everybody in the chat room, by the way. Hello, Nippon. Yeah, I found this a little bit funny, too, I have to admit. I've never anything against Barcelona. I'm nothing against them. But, I mean, come on.
Sad.
You always want to see the...
No.
It's not sad. How is
That's
it
why
sad?
I wear my Inter shirt. I've been an Inter fan since I was young. Both that's who I grew up watching was Ronaldinho and Ronaldo. So it's sad. It's sad to see it. I don't like it. Real Madrid, I could care less for if they lose to Sheriff. I find that funny, but Barcelona, no.
Okay, but you're a more.
I
of a
definitely
Real
feel
guy.
more bad for Barcelona than Madrid.
Yeah, I just.
See,
Yeah,
I
sad.
don't have any emotion toward either one of them, and
Oh no, neither do I. But I just because if you just look at those Barcelona teams of yesteryear, I'm sorry, but like especially because my idol growing up was Ronaldinho. So
yeah, of course, yeah.
and it's just sad to see how like when you're starting with Luke De Jong up front in the Champions League and he can't even cut it at Newcastle, you know that there's you've got problems.
I just love seeing the mighty fall. That's all. And you know, as a fan of West Ham, obviously, which is a club that's had, let's say, limited success over the years, I love seeing the big clubs. You know,
Shame on you.
Take a hit now and then. You know what I mean? I do. I love to see them get.
That's a
knocked out
hit that's
sometimes.
going to last for a decade or so, unless they
Well,
start writing their debt off.
That's fine. I mean, you know, I don't. I mean, I hate to be callous, but I don't really care. And I like to see the big guys. You know, I love Sheriff beating Real Madrid. You know, Sheriff, which was briefly an early '90s band from Canada, I think. Anyway, they had a song called "When I'm With You." It was very popular among the girls when I was in high school. But no, Sheriff from Moldova, I believe, they beat Real. But then it turns out, now I read later on that Sheriff is like the biggest club in Moldova by very far. I mean, it's like the Bayern of Moldova or PSG.
Got some good players in Sheriff.
Got some good players. Not only that, they got some good players. Not only that, it's cool that a small club in Moldova can Real Madrid is fantastic. But in Moldova, they're like they absolutely crush everybody else on a regular basis. They're like the only club that owns a stadium in the whole country. The only club that owns its own stadium is FC Sheriff or whatever it is. And they're like 25 years old. So it's a great story, but it's not that
Well,
great
you would have
story.
expected somebody to lay down the law, you know?
Well, yes, of course. It's a great story, but it's not as great a story as it could be. Because it's not like they're a little Moldovan minnow. They're like the Moldovan giant. It just happens to be a big fish in like a thimble of a pond. So, nevertheless, I enjoyed it. But what I was thinking was, that last minute goal was superb.
Keeper was
brilliant.
ridiculous.
Keeper was fantastic, and that last minute goal was brilliant. And I have to
That
say,
was an absolute worldie.
it was super entertaining. It was. I mean, I caught the end of it really, and I was just sitting here at my desk, and it was super entertaining. So we had a great result against Leeds. Everybody knows that. Fantastic result. We've had days to talk about it now in various formats. I was hoping we could talk about tomorrow. We have a Rapid Wien tomorrow. Now they've been at the bottom of their table. When you have a Rapid Wien near the bottom, you just have to be careful. That's all I'm saying. I think we all know how that goes. But no, Wien, as they would say in Austria, Rapid Vienna. They are struggling in their league, which is a relatively small league, as we know. They lost their first group stage match at home to Genk. Sounds like something you would have called somebody in middle school as an insult. He said Genk. You're a Genk. Anyway. Which means obviously they're winning tomorrow 1-0 at the London Stadium. Am I right about this?
No. Do you know why?
Why?
Because
we didn't lose to Leeds where they had half their team out.
No.
Okay.
Justin Wazik, who has been on here before.
Justin,
obviously,
we know Justin. Yeah, good guy.
He's on a current tour of the UK to the football grounds whilst on work, and in the space of 4 days, he's seen a last minute winner at Leeds. He was in the front row for a last minute equaliser at Crystal Palace, and he was in the front row in front of Ronaldo for the last minute winner this evening for Villarreal. So if he's in the crowd tomorrow,
he was at that.
serious?
He was at that match today.
Yeah, he was he's got the video on Twitter. If he's at the London Stadium tomorrow, which I believe that he will be, we are winning in the last minute.
I saw that he was at the absolute shit house that was Brighton Crystal Palace.
Yeah, he was in the front row for that.
Could we not win in the last minute, Tom? Could we just win? Could we just win?
I would say that he's a good luck charm at this point for last minute goals. Is what I would say.
Okay,
that's a last minute goal for them.
Yeah,
I was going to say, But I wanted Villarreal to win that match today. I didn't want Manchester United to come back and win that game. So it's not really a good luck charm for that. However, that Brighton Palace Brighton game was pretty funny. I got to admit, especially there was like trouble afterwards. There was like fan trouble.
M25 Derby or whatever they call M62 Derby.
It's how is it a derby? Aren't they miles apart from each other? Brighton's a whole different city.
Yeah, it's miles away. It's just one motorway. It's the M23 Derby they call it.
That's it.
Yeah, and
I mean, Lucas, imagine if there was an I-95 rivalry. Like,
well, there's the Beltway rivalry between the Orioles and Nats.
I know, but they're right next to each other. Those cities are on top of
these ones are about, I'd say, an hour away from one another.
I was going to look that up the other day because when I heard that it was,
I think it's about 60 miles. I think it's about 60-mile difference from Palace, which is in South London, and Brighton, which is on the South Coast. So
that's what I'm saying. It's like it'd be like everybody says this, so I'll take that as a compliment. The beard is getting this is the heaviest it's been.
Scotland.
But it's like it'd be like Boston having a rivalry with, I don't know, Washington or someplace like Charlotte, okay, I mean, like Atlanta, because Atlanta's on I-95, right? If you drive south, it's a highway. Who cares? There's no rivalry there. That's stupid to me. But that's how I feel about Palace in general. A lot of disdain for that club, for a non-threatening club. They have a lot of disdain.
But yes, Rapid Vienna. No.
Yes.
I didn't. Come on, this surely there's got to be. That's 3 points in the bag. You would have expected. I don't overlook them because they obviously, in years past, are probably one of the better teams that come from Austria.
Yes.
Vienna is in Austria, Tom.
Yes. I had a brain moment there. So
wait, can I just tell you? When I was in high school, I took German class, and around Christmas time, we were watching the Vienna Boys Choir, a video of the Vienna Boys Choir singing Christmas songs, and somebody mentioned Vienna being in Germany. And this girl, Lisa Bittiger, who was really a very smart girl, she just had a bad moment. She looked at her and said, "Vienna's in Italy, stupid." So I've been to Vienna twice, and every time I think about Vienna, I think of her, Vienna's in Italy, stupid. Anyway, Austria, as far as we know, yes.
Yes, as far as we know, unconfirmed. It should be 3 points in the bag. I'm not overlooking them at all because obviously they're probably one of the household names from Austria of yesteryear, etc. And they've had some good teams in the past, but on current form and how they looked, it was what was it 1-0 or something to Genk in the last game as well, yes. And how they've started, and how they've started their season, bottom of the table. We're off the back of a win. We are a Premier League side. We are a team with a lot of players that can cause a lot of problems. We should be put them on the back foot from minute one. We should hold most of the possession. It should be a straightforward European game. But as we know, Europe sometimes isn't always black and white. It can throw in a few, curves and that here and there. But a professional performance tomorrow night, like we did away to Zagreb, and we'll be absolutely fine tomorrow. No panic. Fans are in the stadium. It's going to be loud, electric, and hopefully... And we should. Anything more than a win would be a fail for me, I would say, from us. Because we can really start... Because I'm sure Zagreb will give Genk a tough game. And we can put distance between us, in the table. And that's the main thing. So, anything less than a win tomorrow is an epic fail on our part, I think.
No, I think you're right. I feel the same way. Does anybody not think that way? I always am cautious with West Ham because, our history of going in expecting to win and then having some the Astra Gugu tails and everything else.
I was until I saw us play against Zagreb in their backyard, and then I thought, hang on a minute, actually, having all of these internationals that can play during the summer and stuff showed their class when we played.
We might be more massive than we thought.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we're one missed penalty away from being unbeaten this season, which says a whole lot. And even in that game, we showed a lot of, a lot of heart.
One loss in 18 games.
Right. A lot of heart to earn that penalty right at the end after the Lingard, what ended up being the Lingard winner. We didn't quit. We scored in the 90th minute against Leeds, on and on and on. You go back to last season, you've seen that this looks like a different West Ham team. So I don't know, Lucas, James, you got any other thoughts? Do you fear this game at all against the Rapid Wiener?
We're West Ham, mate. So nothing is certain in life. Do you know what I mean? So
It's like when Tom Clark was on with us last week, and he says, "Oh, West Ham will beat Leeds," and I was like, "Tom." Like,
let's be honest, we've seen West Ham play Wigan, Oxford, Wimbledon, and get beat. So I'm not going to say, well, we should just turn up there and expect to win. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it all depends on what team he picks. If he picks an half-decent team, all right, and that takes it sort of serious, get the job done in the first 60 minutes, then I would say, yeah, we will roll them, no problem. But this is West Ham, mate, and West Ham don't make things easy, as it proved on Saturday. All right, we go 1-0 down, and then we end up spinning it around. But I do think I think we'll win this game to 0 myself, so whatever that'd be.
Well, it brings up the question of who plays. Fredericks is out, and Tufal is a doubt, and I don't like hearing that at all. Not that I expected him to play necessarily on Thursday, tomorrow, but he got to play on Sunday. I mean, I think Tufal is just. I mean, wearing his shirt, by the way, but I think he's just absolutely critical for us. However, he won't be there tomorrow, I don't think. So if you're looking at maybe Ben Johnson at right back, are you looking at Masuaku at left back, which is a liability defensively? Are you looking at, do we play Cresswell at left back? Who rests in your mind? Antonio probably rests. You put Bowen up top. What are you guys thinking in terms of the starting 11?
Well, if Cafel's out, Ben Johnson
he's a doubt, so I'm thinking probably.
So if he's a doubt, then he's going to be on the bench, I think. Who else we're going to have at the right back with no Fredericks about? If Ben Johnson comes in and plays on the right hand side, we will see the best of Ben Johnson. I have no doubt about that. I think when he plays on the left, he gets exposed because he's not a left back.
I agree. I'd much rather have him on the right. Yeah.
Right, Cresswell on the other hand is a problem. Can this man play every single game for us? Because he's the only decent left back that we've got at the club, and you all know Arthur can't defend. For me, it's catch-22, mate. What do you do here? Do you go free at the back? Just play with a wing back? Play Dawson or something like that?
No. Do we have to? I don't think we have. The real question to me is left back. Do you put Cresswell in, even though he's played a lot for us, and he'll probably need to play again on Sunday? Do you put Masuaku in and just say, you know what, let's see what happens? You can't really defend.
And that is an issue, Lee. That is an issue because
it's been an issue though forever, hasn't it? We've never
we're one injury away with Cresswell,
right?
From
exactly
basically saying, we've got no left hand side, so
yeah, exactly. But by the way, I'm sorry, I just saw this, Gary. I'm so sorry to hear this. I had no idea, and I'm just so sorry to hear this, Gary. So
we're all here for you, Gary.
We'll keep you in our prayers as a West Ham family, and if there's anything we can do, let us know. I know you're here in the U.S. and she was probably the rest of your family's probably in England. So anyway, just wanted
to be honest with you, I wouldn't change much. So I know Lucas hasn't said a lot yet, and I've jumped ahead of him, but no, it's I wouldn't change to a back five because I think that shows weakness for me. Especially again, you're giving too much credit to the opposition there. When they're realistically levels below us. So I'd stick with 4 at the back. I still think even the players that would come in, I think Diop comes in. It wouldn't surprise me if Dawson came in. And I would start Johnson at right back and I'd have Masuaku at left back, no problem. I would put probably Rice in the centre of the park with Crowell because I think genuinely Souček actually needs a rest, it seems.
I do too.
Because
what about Mark Noble?
He looked very leggy. Potentially if he wants to do that, but I don't think he will. I think he will start with Rice. And I'd give Rice, like James said, if he can get the job done in 60 minutes, bring Noble on them when we're maybe 2 goals up or something just to see out the rest of the game. Right. But I think Souček in that first half against Leeds, not only for his mistake, but my God, did he look leggy. He's looked leggy most of the season so far. So if he could do with
a rest.
Yeah, and it's going to be such a tough game against Brentford at the weekend. I don't think people realise how good Brentford actually were and how they will run their socks off in 90 minutes.
I see your comment earlier on about Brentford, and I agree with you to a point, but now they're without Pinnock at the back. One of their been there.
And I understand that, but it's that Christopher Ayer looks absolutely incredible. There's a reason why Celtic fans rated him so highly the last few years. both wing backs that they've got there with Tony. Tony leading the line up front, and the other fella I can't remember. He's got a strange name. Yeah,
Brentford. That's a good listen. I mean, that'll be a very tough game. Brentford.
I know, and until Pinnock went off, they still put Liverpool to the sword for 90 minutes. So it's. But so I'd give Souček a little rest. I'd play Král with Rice. Give Rice about 60 minutes, depending on how the game goes. Take him off for Noble. I'd have Lanzini in there. I'd have Vlasic in there, and I would probably go with. I'd start again with Antonio. Give him 60 minutes, see how he goes. Maybe even give Benrahma a rest. It really doesn't matter between Antonio, Benrahma, and Bowen which three you want.
But how important, though, Tom, and everyone, I'm going to put this to everyone, and even people in the chat, how important is it that Vlasic has to perform tomorrow night? He has to do something.
Thing is, I don't think he's necessarily been bad, but I don't necessarily think he's been great either. I think when he's come on, there's a couple of games, especially like that what he did against Leeds will go overlooked because obviously Rice played the ball into Antonio and they stole the headlines. But the control that he had to give it to Rice was brilliant and was the unsung hero of that move. But he should. The reason that we bought him was because he's used to playing in Europe, especially with his Russian pals, and he's played in the Champions League before, etc. So I would like to start seeing some goals and assists and contributions and stuff. But alternatively, we know how difficult it can be with David Moyes because he's very reluctant to give people more than sort of 20 to 15 minutes to change a game in the second half. So if he gets on and he starts, then yes, I would like to see.
I think he starts tomorrow. I really
do. I think he does. I
do too. I think he does too. I think surely we rest Antonio. I don't. I mean, I have him on the bench. Okay, sure, but there's no way I see him in the starting 11. I don't think that really makes much sense. I mean,
I know we all criticize. I know we all criticize Yarmolenko, who, like, let's be honest. I know he's been bad, but against Man United, I thought he played all right, and I'd put him up there just for like a set amount of time. And then if it's say it's 0-0 or something, then you bring the big guns on and now just roll them out at like 20 minutes to go. You can't risk Antonio.
He could do a job in Europe, James. I mean, we saw him in the Euros. Up to that England match, he looked really good in the Euros against the countries with the slower pace. This is not going to be hopefully a Premiership type match. What we saw with Zagreb was that it was a much slower pace. I think he could thrive in Europe. I think he could actually do really well for us. I wouldn't have a problem with him being up front, at least just, as you said, to start the game. I mean, I don't want to take these guys for granted, but at the same time, we are fighting on multiple fronts, including.
But what I would say is, though, I think for him, which is a benefit, is if we'd have started the season really poorly and we would have done crap and we would have lost all of our games, we'd lost in Europe, everybody would have been going, well, hang on a minute, for 30 million quid, why is he not performing? But because we are performing as well as we are, nobody's really questioning his price tag or whether he's performed or not. Yeah. So actually,
but that's an issue, though.
No. But what I'm saying is he's gone under the radar a little bit, and it's not been like you have to produce from day one because we're struggling. So for him, he's able to sort of deflect away from what the limelight a bit and get his head right. And of course, what people are saying there, it took Benrahma a little while to get into the chat. Into the team, but when he did, he flourished. Sorry, I got distracted by the chat.
Has he been in the chat? I missed that.
So it took him a while to get in, but then he flourished. And David Moyes wanted to get him into a David Moyes style player where he gets back and he works for the team. Against Leeds, Benrahma made a couple of incredible interceptions, which maybe in the first sort of 3-4 months we wouldn't have seen him do. So maybe it will take some time. I think Moyes likes him, and he does bring something different, a little bit of aggression, and a bit more bulk than maybe Lanzini does have in the same sort of position. So I'm all for allowing him the time to flourish. But I think the fact that we've got off to such a good start again this season has sort of taken the pressure off him performing from day one.
The thing is, Tom. The thing is, I don't not disagree with you on that. I really don't. I agree with everything that you just said. The only thing I don't agree with, to a point, is that he has to start performing because we are one injury away up from that front four from him coming in. Because we ain't going to have Lanzini in there, we ain't going to have Yarmolenko in there. So Vlasic is the ideal replacement. So just for argument's sake, touch wood, Benrahma gets injured, Vlasic is going to come in. So he's got to come in and he's got to start doing something when he's on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know about any of you lads, but I haven't seen anything that justifies a £33.5 million total fee price tag. Do you know what I mean?
How many minutes has he played for?
Yeah, but I would have said the same. I would have said the same thing for Ben Rama last year until he actually started scoring goals.
People
Is what I
said the
would
same
say.
thing about Fornals too. Don't not forget.
Exactly.
Early in his career, Fornals
25 million.
Yeah. Now that
Yeah,
doesn't
but
mean that.
but the problem is though,
doesn't mean he's going
just
to
to
come good,
sort of counter that 1 second.
Yeah.
The problem is you wasn't relying on Ben Rama last year, though, was we? Let's be honest. Like we had Antonio, we had other players there. Fornals were
But
playing.
it's still a hefty price tag to bring. It's the same as Lee said there for Fornals, for Yarmolenko, for Anderson. We all expected them to come in and just hit the ground running, especially when you come in for a club that doesn't like spending that amount of money on players usually.
See, the thing is, when I look at it, you look at Crowell, for instance. Crowell come in, and I think Crowell could just come in and slot straight in that midfield, no problem. I've got no problems with Crowell. I see enough against Manchester United to say, you know what, this kid can do it straight away, hit the ground running. With Vlasic, it's a bit of a different situation. He looks slow to me. He looks like the pace of the game looks like it's too fast for him. And
which maybe tomorrow would be a good time for him to get 90 minutes, James. And it's probably going to be a slower pace game. Yeah. Get him integrated into the team and get him some minutes. You know, I think it's way too early to judge him, surely. But the problem is, as you say, and we said this with Tom on last week as well. You know, we're a heartbeat away, as they say. We're an injury away from him stepping in and being part of our front four permanently as a starter all the time. So so to me, I think he's got to play 90 minutes tomorrow. I don't see why he wouldn't. I'd have Vlasic in there. I mean, I think you could put Yarmolenko up front and not be unreasonable in doing that. I think you could probably put Lanzini back in at the 10 again. And then, you know, if you look at the left wing, I don't know, you could put Ben Rama out there on the left. It's not, you know, not.
Could somebody give Jazz the link?
Huh?
Could somebody give Jazz the link?
Okay. Yeah. Hang on. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that, you know, you could. Sorry, I got confused. How he's on Twitter, right?
The thing is with it, right, and which is his main sort of concern to me with Vlasic, he's not. I think everyone knew last year that Ben Rama had the goods, but everyone thought he was prime Pyatt, and he ain't. He's side Ben Rama. Now with this kid, he's come to the club, but at the end of the day, does he get in that front four, Vlasic, right now?
No.
The answer
right
to
now,
me,
no, not right now.
And obviously, Lee, you see the show I done on the front four.
Oh, that's when we were talking about it. That's where you were. It wasn't with Tom. It was with you. Yeah, that's right.
And I done a show on this about the front four, and we've got four quality players who play for West Ham in that front four position. He don't get in front of Antonio. He don't get in front of Bowen. He don't get in front of Fornals. He definitely don't get in front of Ben Rama. So I don't understand.
But he shouldn't do at the minute with the way that those four are performing together. He should be nowhere near the starting 11, and his chances will be far and few between. But you're right. When he does play in those games, we need him to make that impact to give at least David Moyes a selection headache. Or shall I go with Vlasic because he's been on good form in the cup competitions or the Europa League, or shall I stick with my tried and trusted front four, which he has done so far? Lucas, what do you think?
I'm just soaking it all in. I don't know. I just expect, like Tom said, a professional performance tomorrow. With Soufal, with a doubt, probably going to be on the bench. That does probably force our hand to play Cresswell for hopefully like 60 minutes at most. Hopefully we get the job done by then, but. Yeah, I mean that's really all I think. We gotta win. There's no reason that we should lose.
Yeah. What do you think about the whole Vlasic situation?
I don't know. I see it from both sides. Like for £30 million, he hasn't really hit the ground running yet. But I'm a believer in time, and I still think he needs like a full 90. Once he gets a full 90, I would be able to make a full assessment. But I'm also bias with being Croatian.
I think what it is with me though, and he did get a full 90 against Manchester United, and I know everyone's going to say, well, it's Manchester United, but if you're in front of 60,000 fans against one of the biggest clubs in England at home, I would have expected a little bit more, just a bit more. I just didn't see anything to sort of.
Sorry, we're trying to get Jazz the link. Jazz, put your Twitter in the
Yeah,
chat.
no,
so that they
I
can-
said I just sent him a message on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm sorry, it took me a second to find him, but anyway.
but basically, that's what it is. And
Oh, I might have sent it to the wrong person. No, I'm not sure. All right. I think I sent it to the right person. Okay.
We'll
Anyway,
see.
But I
Find
am
out.
I am excited to see
I've gotten
how
totally
Johnson
sidetracked.
plays on the right though, because I mean he's been rightfully criticized playing on the left, but we all know he's not a left back. So
No, I think he'll be much. I mean, I think he'll be fine at right back. You know, I
I'll be
again,
back. I'll be back. I'll send him the link. Hold on.
okay. I think I might have sent it to the wrong.
That's
Could there be another
Thing is,
No, it's got to be
the
the
thing-
same one.
The thing is, I was listening to Cahill talking as well earlier with Milesy and that on their channel that they've got, and he was making a case for why Longello should start over at left back potentially as well. Although, do I think it's the right game to be chucking a youngster into?
No, I don't think it is. I'm not sure it is.
Thing is, I didn't know about the Soufal situation until you just mentioned it there, because I
Well,
would have assumed that Ben Johnson would have just gone over at left back and maybe Masuaku had been played at left wing,
Well,
like we
Moyes,
did against
Moyes
Thingy.
mentioned it. Moyes mentioned it in his press conference today, which is the only reason I knew about it. Okay, James is back. All right. Did you send it to the right person?
I've sent it to Jazz in my WhatsApp. Now, if it ain't Jazz, someone else is getting a message late at night.
Yeah,
I'm
somebody's.
I'm DMing him right now.
I might have DM'd somebody at like 1:30 in the morning too. I don't know.
Jaws, I
sorry.
DM'd you on Twitter.
Okay.
It's on his WhatsApp. So yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. I would not throw an academy kid into this game. I wouldn't do that. I think it's. I mean, I know the opposition is fairly low level, but I think you want some cool heads and some experience. And I mean, I think we're just going to have Cresswell out there. We've talked about this a lot, how we're thin at left back. We don't really have a backup left back. We don't really have any cover there. Johnson's not really a left back. Masuaku's not really a left back.
See, the way you got to look at this, also another thing, is that the international break's coming up.
Yep.
After the Brentford game. So basically, if Cresswell plays this game and plays Brentford, then he's off for 2 weeks, basically.
Yeah, he gets a rest. And I do not think Masuaku is a left back. I just don't. I don't. And when we play five at the back and he comes in, fine. When he and Cress are in that sort of
and from last match with Masuaku up front, I think he's more willing to track back and help on defense. So I definitely would not mind seeing the both of them on the left-hand side.
I mean, I think they work well together in that formation. I'm just not sure we need that against Rapid Vienna. I mean, but the problem is I don't see Masuaku as a defender at all. I just don't.
Yeah,
think
but we're not going to play him on Sunday, so he might as well get a run out.
Yeah, I mean, but would you put him at left back though, Lucas, in a back?
No.
That's what I'm saying. So do you put him at left wing?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's not a
I mean, I think he could do a job at left back, but that just would not be my preference.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted a front four, if you wanted Masuaku, Lanzini, Vlasic, and Yarmolenko, it'd be a total departure for us. That is seductive, Tom.
Does that? My nipple's not that high. Can I just confirm that one? It's just.
Well, I was wondering
it's just here, but
you were just itchy or what? I mean,
sorry, Scott. Does it annoy you when I do this? Does it grind your gears? I'd hate to be a plastic fan. I'm so sorry.
Oh, here he is. All right, Jazz, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. How's everyone? All right?
Yeah, we're okay.
Right.
We're okay. So, yeah. So what do you do, Jazz? What do you do about our left back situation? Do you play Cresswell? Do you try Masuaku back there as a defender? We don't really have. I think we have to play Ben Johnson at right back if Soufal's not going to play. I don't think we have anybody else who can do it.
Yeah, obviously.
Fredericks is out too.
Yeah, obviously Cresswell's getting on a bit. Obviously, playing 2-3 games a week might be a bit too much for him. And Masuaku again, a little bit injury prone. Not sure what state he's in. Yeah, I mean, David Moyes is trying to improve the squad the best he can in terms of quality over quantity, and it's going to take maybe another window So next
Yeah,
window,
I agree.
get a striker
Yeah.
in, get a left back in. I think we're there or thereabouts, but that's just a bit of a drawback in terms of what he's trying to do, which is, I think, what we all wanted to happen eventually. And instead of grabbing, 8-9 people that Sullivan wanted at 2-3 million each, we're waiting for the right people. And we all probably in this group admit Zuma has been absolutely so far, very early days, I must admit, but been invincible, shall I say?
Oh, I think Zuma's going to be. I don't really have doubts in him about him at all.
Yeah, so I think he's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I'm slightly concerned over Vlasic very early on, simply because.
Well, that's what James was saying.
Simply because of the value on him, 32, 33 million. Eventually, is he better than what we've got? But then I don't want to. Yeah, it's only 1.5, 2 games, nothing more to it. But in return, I said you could have got Eduard and 1 or 2 other players for the same money, in 1 or 2 strikers for the same money. So just something to weigh up. And David Moyes is it's going to run out sooner or later. You can't keep buying players that works out. But whoever comes in like Vlasic, we know he's a hard worker, good character.
I'll give him as much time as Jadon Sancho.
Good pace. He hasn't got the hair you've got, but it's good. I mean,
well, Zuma. When Zuma came in, and I don't. Surely he doesn't play tomorrow. Surely Zuma doesn't play tomorrow, right? I don't think so.
he does.
No. I predicted that.
Do you think he does, James?
You've probably seen him.
I think he does.
Do you think it's Diop and Zuma tomorrow?
Yeah, well, it is. The reason why I say that is because they've got a big lump up front, and I don't think Dawson can handle it. And I think Diop and Zuma work together well in Zagreb. And let's be honest, there's 5 sub-ball in the Europa League, so it's just it's all about the first hour for me. If we can
you can replace half your outfield team. Yeah.
Right, and then say 60th minute, we bring off Zuma, put on Dawson, take off such and such, say if it's a Crow or a Rice or whoever. Do you know what I mean? And go from there.
I don't think Jamal Baptiste is going to start. I've seen this tossed around a little bit. That would. I honestly don't think Moyes wants to throw an academy product or an academy kit, I should say.
No, he's very reluctant to.
He's not going to do that. He doesn't do that. Yeah, he really likes
tried and
experience.
tested.
Exactly, he likes experience, likes cool heads. But I do think we'll see obviously a lot of rotation. What about your front four, Jazz? Do you see Vlasic, Lanzini, Yarmolenko, Bowen? Who gets in for you?
So basically, for me, compared to the last game, Bowen definitely needs a rest. So put him on the bench.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Put James in goal. Fever's in goal. No, only joking. Because he never sleeps. Always alert. He's a cat. But anyway,
I believe that. You guys are all up at 1:30 in the morning, so you never.
No. We have Areola in goal because I think he's going to be the France #1 in a couple of years' time once the Tottenham dodgy keeper retires, and I think we really seriously at that £34 million fee option, we need to grab it with all hands. So that's just my personal opinion that he needs to get in there.
Well, would you rather see Areola in Europe or in the Europa League or in the Premier League? Because I think there's a lot of people want him to play.
Right.
Our regular keeper, our #1.
You're going to keep pressing my buttons. I'm going to get told off. Yeah, I don't want Fabianski anymore in the first 11. But having said that, he's been fantastic, good shot stopper. But in terms of distribution, kicking, coming out, giving defenders confidence, it's not there. So sometimes even when you think about 1 or 2 goals we've let in this season, it's been more about the defenders knowing he's not going to come for it. So you got to clear it, and you might clear it into the striker's feet. It's been a bit more about that. And I've been to all the home games, quite a few away games. It's been, he can't kick it. It's a big handicap, and the manager's going to know about it. So when you Newcastle first half, absolutely shocking. Like when you've got the ball at your feet, just grab the ball, kick it out. He can't kick it over the halfway. They've got no power.
No, but the thing is as well, though, Moyes is clearly instructing them to play on the floor a bit more. And sometimes even he was screaming at Ogbonna the other day because he hadn't separated to split the back four almost to give him that distribution. He had to punt it
Anyway,
away.
before I say that, Apples, how you been, my lad? You been all right? You been good?
I've been fine, mate. I've been
I
fine.
love you. I love your shirt. God bless you, son. We'll catch up later anyway.
We're
Did
gonna
some
get
good-
it. We're gonna get.
Well, we would if you unblock me on Twitter, Jazz.
Oh, shall I? 1 minute.
We're gonna get Italian
You
subtitles.
little
for,
kid. Always have the last word. Love you.
We're gonna get
Take
Italian
care.
subtitles for Tom tonight because he's Italian tonight.
But I would say though, I think that Fabianski's distribution has been great this year. No, I do think he has been poor, and that's clearly the worst aspect of his game. But there has the first couple of games he did make a few suspect saves, but I did think against Leeds he did put in not a man of the match performance by any stretch of imagination, but he did make a good few key saves in that game that we needed at certain times. I don't think he's completely gone, but I would like to see Areola started to rotate.
Yeah.
Let's be
Tom,
honest here.
agree
Let's
with
be
that,
honest,
mate.
right? Amongst fans, right? We all know that Areola's the better goalkeeper. I think we can all agree on that, 100%.
Definitely.
But you've also got to look at it that Fabianski hasn't really done anything criminally wrong. That sort of cost us a game.
Yeah.
No,
So
not this season. Not this season. No.
No, not this season at all. So it's you're between a rock and an hard place at the end of the day. I'd like to see Areola in, but I must admit, when I watched him against Manchester United in the League Cup game, I thought his kicking, Areola's kicking was
crap.
Was absolutely horrendous in the first half.
Going out of play, wasn't it? Yeah,
that's why I think tomorrow's big.
He is still capable of making some great saves, but I agree his distribution is poor and it's scary. It's poor to the point of being scary. It's almost like
but imagine making a debut at Old Trafford. I know. Bloody hell.
Oh no, I was talking about Fabianski. I'm sorry, I was talking about Fabianski's distribution. I think is awful.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. No, I think Areola is a better keeper. The only question is, do you? I mean, who's our number one?
You were asking me the team for.
Oh yeah,
tomorrow.
Yeah.
I just remembered. So Areola in goal.
We should all do that because I'm telling you.
No,
20
first me,
20 more
first
minutes,
me,
20 minutes, and I gotta go.
Tom's like, bloody forgot what Jazz was like. Anyway, here we go. So Areola,
you can't forget that.
Areola in goal. I want Zuma out, Dawson in with Duke. Give some water to Viva, my bro.
We're going through it.
Viva.
I'm good, mate.
All right. So, you guys always put me off. You know that, right?
We put you off.
I want Souček rested, Kral in, and I want Rice to start up until halftime at least.
Well,
I want Antonio to start. I want Bowen on the bench. I want the same three: Vlasic, Benrahma. Who's the other one? Fever.
4 now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. I'm happy with that. Yeah, happy with that, mate. Fullbacks.
I would. Oh, who are your fullbacks? Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I mean, I definitely want Souček rested.
Yeah.
I want Fabianski rested. I want Zuma rested. I want. Souček.
I think. I would love to see Antonio not play. I think the less we play Antonio,
we got no choice. We got no one, mate. We got no one. Seriously.
Well, I mean, do we not though? Because we were just talking about this. Okay, just hear me out.
Don't say Yarmolenko. He can only catch a helicopter to watch a boxing game and put his best trainers on and do a photo like that.
Okay, but you know, this is a slower pace in the Premier League.
It's a weak team. It's a very weak team.
It's a team that should be less athletic, slower. This could be a good opportunity to get Yarmolenko in for an hour, and I think he could do a job. I do. I think if you rest, I think Bowen needs a rest. I think Antonio, it's always good to rest him if you can because he's a ticking time bomb with those hamstrings. The question to me is who do you put Yarmolenko up front or Bowen, and then
Bowen can't play.
You can't play Bowen. You can't play Bowen the fourth game in a row. No.
I wouldn't want to either. That's what I'm saying. But I don't think. I think we have to put at least start with Yarmolenko up front. Start with him. Start with him. See how he does.
Okay.
I would put Lanzini back in the 10. I think he's been fine there in the non-Premier League games. And then you have Vlasic on the right, and if you want to If you want to put Masuaku as a left wing, I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't have a problem with
good
that at all.
points,
Then your back four, you have. I think Cresswell probably has to play. I think it's going to end up being Zuma and Diop in the middle, as I think James said. I think that'll be
No
what it is.
Zuma, no need for
And
Zuma
then-
to defend
Well,
against Rapid Vienna.
but is it going to be Craig Dawson?
Yeah, Dawson, they've done worthy people to be part of the squad and do. Rapid Vienna are much worse than Dynamo Zagreb.
But wouldn't you rather, though, Jazz, have Zuma and Diop together like they was in Zagreb?
Zuma's gold to me, gold dust. I want to put.
Oh, it's
But
gold to all.
also,
Yeah,
but
but
also,
you know what,
want him
but
to
at
play
the-
against Rapid Vienna.
at the
He's
same
a-
time, though,
He's a central defender. Okay.
at the same time, it shouldn't be, if we are doing a professional performance like we did, it shouldn't be the most output that they do in a season. If we're, 60% possession, try to tire them out in the first half, just a controlled performance, I wouldn't see an issue with playing with Zuma because he wouldn't expend as much energy as if he was going up against somebody like Ronaldo, is what I would say.
Or Tony, for instance.
Yeah, exactly. So on the one hand,
Right.
I would like to see him rested before Brentford because I think Tony will be a handful. But at the same time, can I really see us getting beat and run all over the place by Rapid Vienna? No, I can't.
Tom, they're second from bottom. They're really bad.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's
what
what
Yeah.
scares us, Jazz. That's what
We
scares
don't
us.
need.
Jazz.
No.
This is
We
the
got
class. This is
nothing
the
to worry
classic
about.
scenario of
Nothing to worry about.
Jazz,
Yeah,
I've seen us lose against Wimbledon and Oxford, mate.
I
We could
was
lose to
gonna
anyone.
We had nothing to worry about when Oxford beat us 4-0 in the League Cup.
4-0.
Pellegrini. You remember that?
No. This is
You
a
remember,
different.
man.
This is different. But what it is?
Astragugu, Jazz. Astragugu.
No. But
2
the thing
seasons
is,
in a
we
row,
need to do
all right?
another program on. You're right. I'm the same. It's a psychological thing. I can't. This is going to take a lot of years to understand where we've got to. We are in a. Other fans from other teams that face us and the way they're set up, they'll tell you, "Shit, you guys are the real deal." But as West Ham fans, we've been shocked for so many years. It's a really big talking point.
You know what? I do think you have a point there. I do. I do believe that this is a new West Ham under Moyes.
Can I say one more thing? Because they can't shut up. Look how much money it would take for someone to buy our team. Look at Souček and Rice together. You're looking at 180 million minimum.
Yeah, I agree there.
Without even looking at any other players. It's Kufal. All right, it's 28. Tottenham. Anyone would. I think Mourinho said, "Wow, this guy is just absolutely ballistic. Where the hell do you get these guys?" Cresswell, he's got a new life. Left back. All right, Fantasy Football League. Tom's gonna laugh at me now. Fantasy Football League. Cresswell last year, I think he finished first or second in terms of assists, points, clean sheets, all that kind of thing. We've got the French second goalkeeper as reserve, ladies and gentlemen. After Lloris takes in Zuma, 26 years old from the Champions League team. It doesn't happen.
Jazz, we're good.
Antonio, right? What did one man say on TalkSport? Jason, is it Jason Cundy, isn't it? Fever?
Yeah.
He goes, forget Harry Kane.
I heard
the
it. I saw
best
it.
British striker he's not Jamaica, but Antonio.
Okay,
British
we all
born,
know
isn't
he's English. We all know he's English.
Mm.
No, we're good. Don't get me wrong. But you know what it's like being a West Ham fan. You
Bowen,
can't take anything for granted.
Klopp sniffing around, mate. Bowen. I mean,
But I'll tell you, I think we should. I really don't like the idea of Craig Dawson playing for us that many more times. Look at Zuma. He's a great athlete. He's a relatively young guy. He's a center back. It's hopefully he's not running constantly in a game like the one we're playing tomorrow. Hopefully it's the kind of game he can play. It doesn't wear him out.
I don't agree.
The goals that we conceded in the first 3 weeks of the season were directly Dawson's fault. Some
Right.
of them, like especially against the game in Southampton when I don't even know what he was doing when he ran out to Armand Broha and he just like a headless chicken come out and ran past
Newcastle away game for starters.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shocking. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, at
yeah.
the end of the day, I think you've got to look at this. Like, if Kafal's not fit, then the only alternative is Ben Johnson at right back. We can all agree on that. Because we ain't got no one else. Left back sort of takes care of itself because Cresswell goes there. We ain't got another left back who can defend or do the job that Cresswell can do. So that picks it itself.
I still think Masuaku starts tomorrow there. Genuinely.
I think he might start, but does he start at left back? That's
the question. So does
I
he start
think
left
so
back?
because
And then what do you do?
I really think the opposition is average. I hope I don't eat my words.
Jazz, this is getting clipped when we lose 1-0.
Fever had a Fever to respect him. He had a big flat. We did need a left back and a striker. Big time they didn't come in.
Yeah,
that's another argument.
We've been saying that here. We've been saying that here for Jazz since Tim and I started this channel in January of 2019. We've been talking about needing a left back for 2.5 years now. You know, so I mean, it's we all know this. You know what I mean? All right. So I promised everybody an hour, okay? And I gotta stick to it because I gotta stick to it. So, give me, if you will, what you think is going to happen tomorrow, and then assuming wait, no, score. We give me prediction for tomorrow. All right, prediction. We've talked about who we want in the starting 11. Just think about your starting 11. How do you think they're going to do? And then assuming God help us, we don't have too many injuries. And
You're like a geography teacher. Bloody hell, what's so strict?
Do I? Well, no,
I love you. I'm only joking.
I'm just saying. Well, I got to keep it tight.
You've done your homework. You've done your homework.
Assuming we play the normal Premier League starting 11 more or less on Sunday, hopefully Stufal is back. Tell me what you think is going to happen against Brentford. I am telling you, I'm terrified of Brentford. Let me just look at this.
I've heard those 4 words from so many people. To be fair,
they're a B club, and we never beat the B clubs. Brighton, Brentford, Burnley.
Tony, Fever's favourite. To be fair, for good reason. Yeah.
But look at this. I mean, look at their season. I mean, obviously Arsenal had a horrible start to the season. They beat Arsenal. They drew with Palace just the way we did, right? They've done well in the EFL Cup, but they haven't really played anybody significant. That's not a bad result at all away to Villa. The only game they've lost.
I was going to say that looking at that tells me that they travel well away from home.
That's what I'm saying.
Villa is not an easy place to go at the minute. Neither is Crystal Palace.
Right.
So, and especially going in with this batching of Wolves, and Wolves played.
But what it is,
against them,
I think they're a counter-attacking team, aren't they?
Which could be our downfall.
But no,
it's not good for us. We don't like other counter-attacking
look at our
teams.
front 4: Bowen, Benrahma, Fornells, Antonio,
But
Match.
they
anyone.
but
them on the counter could be dead.
We got Zuma. They ain't got Zuma.
Their only loss is to the hottest team. Brighton are the hottest team in the Premier League. We all know this. Almost at the top of the table. Their only loss, 1-0, home loss, but still.
No, I'm going to back us. I'm going to back us.
They beat Wolves with 10 men, and then they crushed Oldham in the league. So, and this is a tremendous performance against Liverpool. And if you guys saw the highlights, I did. These were the highlights.
I watched the whole game.
These guys can score.
To win.
These guys are fast. These guys are powerful. This is no joke.
It was a bit of a mixed bag. Really, that game, right? Brentford were very good, but Liverpool were very bad.
Right.
Tell him. Fair enough. But
they got Suchek and Rice. Put it that way.
My point is,
if this game was at Brentford,
we're not walking over Brentford. I'm sorry.
Right. If this game was at Brentford, then I would say it's a really, really tough game. But I fancy us at home against anyone.
Do you really?
Yeah, I really do.
We're better away. I think we're better away.
No.
When you look at a little bit better away, we lost to Manchester United.
When you look at the games that we've won this year, Newcastle, Leicester, Leeds, all them teams have all come forward. And I think Brentford are a similar team to that. They will come forward, Brentford.
Oh, you know Scott, what a comment. We got the best player, Benrahma. Viva Benrahma! Scott's like, we got Brentford's best. What a comment!
It's been too long.
Viva, what a comment!
It's been too long.
Scott's like Brentford's best player.
It's been too long.
Go in there, mate. And listen, clap for Fever. Like me. Nah, Tom's gonna.
The thing is though,
go on, Jazz. Hold on, Tom. Hold on. Go on, Jazz. You were going to say something.
Well, I got into trouble for backing David Moyes, but you backed Benrahma, and I was having a go at you over. Actually, Lingard was good as well, but you have your time now. This man Fever.
All right. We got 5 minutes. Lucas.
They're joking.
What do you want to know?
I will put you down. All right, like a rabid dog. All right. Anyway, Lucas, tell me your score for tomorrow and for Sunday, if you would.
The Rapid Veen. I'll go 4-0.
Lucas, I forgot about you. God bless you, son. God bless you.
He's just here to show off his hair. He's
No.
just here,
No.
he has longer hair than
Cheeseburger
I
on
do.
the
He has
way,
longer hair
son.
than I
Love
do.
you.
He has longer hair than I do. And he likes to.
It's
He
okay.
likes
I
to
can
come on, and you know what I mean. He flaunts it a little bit.
It's okay. I can
Um,
shut him up real quick. How
so you're going-
how about Ben Roethlisberger though, Lucas?
No, let's not talk about nasty old American football. Nobody cares about that sport.
I would say tomorrow night, I'm similar to Lucas. I think we put 4 past them. I'm going to say 4-1.
Yeah, that's what I said. 4-0. 4-0. 4-0.
Lucas, what do you think?
For
happens
now,
with Brentford?
4-0.
What do you think happens with Brentford on Sunday? Give me both. Give me both. Rapid Veen and
2-1 Irons.
you think we win? Okay. So Tom, you're
Where are
saying
we home or away?
Home.
we're home. Yeah, we're
Oh.
home.
3-1.
Tom, you're saying 2-1. You're saying 4-0 to us tomorrow.
No, 4-1 to us tomorrow. And I
4-1,
think
okay.
to play that Brentford team off a week's
Oh,
rest when they had a real good game against Liverpool last week, I think it's 2-2. I think they're really going to be up for it. I think we may. I almost feel certain that we'll have some tired legs potentially on Sunday because those players have played a lot of games recently, and I'm sorry, but for me, Brentford are a fantastic side. They really are, and they'll.
I agree.
And if anybody thinks that Antonio is going to have an easy day against Pontus Jansson and Ayer, you've got another thing coming because even though Jansson is old, and I'll take my Leeds hat off for a second, even though he was a club legend for them in the Championship, but that Christopher Ayer, it
might be a real boring match.
I think it'll be exciting as anything.
Not boring. No, China, it's not ice hockey, it's football.
It's. I think it'll be end to end, but I think it will be 2-2 against Brentford. I just don't, especially after the Thursday game. I don't see us firing on all cylinders. I'll be proved wrong. I'd like to be proved wrong, but I see what Brentford have done this season.
You're right.
I think Brentford look really good, and I have to say, just looking at their results and having for what I've seen of them so far, which is not a lot, but a little bit. There will be goals. There will be goals. I think.
I'm thinking, Tom. I'm thinking we're going to lose, but let me give me 1 minute. Seriously.
Okay, Jazz. Give us your take. What's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen on Sunday?
Tomorrow will be 4-0 to us tomorrow.
Okay.
Brentford. I'm really, really worried after just taking a piss and having a laugh. Brentford, very, very good friend. Good Brentford fan. Going to be
Can I just quickly point out? Sorry, in the chat, really quickly, Scott, ask Rebecca where she's moving next week, please. Thank you very much. That would be. She can sit on her little high horse.
Do you have a Leeds jacket?
Listen, whether I do or not is not the point. Okay?
Oh, that's a non-denial denial.
No, I didn't buy it. My flatmate said, "Here's a jacket for you. It doesn't fit me anymore," and I was like, "All right, I'll take it." And it happens to be a Leeds jacket.
I don't really care. You know what? I have my my 1975 West Ham FA Cup champions mug here, right? Well, the guy who gave me this also gave me a Nottingham Forest mug that he bought back in the 70s in England, and I have that too. And you know what? I don't use it because I don't drink coffee, but I have it in my home and I display it, and I'm not ashamed of it. So anyway,
I'm going to go for 2-2. I'm going to go for 2-2. Same, 2-2. Okay. I am really worried about this game. Once I think about it, I think just between you and me, I think we're going to lose, but it'll be 2-2. Yeah.
All right, James.
I think tomorrow, we win 2-0. I think we'll get the job done early, and then we'll see the game out professionally, like we did in Zagreb.
It better not be. I want entertainment, mate. I'm out.
No, 2 goals is entertainment.
I want it to be like the Zagreb, the Dinamo Zagreb game. I want it to be just.
That's exactly how it will go.
Like
it'll be
going to kick off tomorrow, mate. Give me a helmet. I need to take my turbo with me maybe tomorrow.
Right. I think it'll be off. Yeah. I think it'll be 2-0 comfortable.
Yes.
And then the Brentford game, I think we win, mate. I think we win well. I think Brentford will come forward.
No, Steve, I don't agree, mate.
Okay. No, let him go.
Yeah. No. And I'll tell you the reason why.
Let him go.
Pinnock, who's their best centre half, is out now. And I'd fancy Antonio up against anyone.
Yeah, but they've still got all their creative and attacking players, which have done so well this season.
Yeah, but I think
Ayer and Janssen have both been very good.
I think Zuma will take care of Tony. And I know one thing I did notice in that game against Liverpool is they try and use Tony as a target man to flick on from
Virgil
Benzema.
van Dijk couldn't deal with Ivan Toney at times. One of the best
Yeah,
centre halves in world football couldn't deal with him at times.
Yeah, I know, but Virgil
Tony's
van
finishing
Dijk.
is a little bit 50-50, I think, when you think
Virgil
about it.
van Dijk couldn't deal with Aston Villa last year when they put 7 past them, but it doesn't mean to say that they're better. It's just on the day, isn't it? Let's be honest.
I think
Do you know
I
what I
think
mean?
Tony's finishing needs to improve a little bit. It'll be really good then after that.
Harsh. So
Nah,
harsh against Ivan Toney. What is this?
I think we win.
Fever's my twin brother. We got separated at birth. Can't you tell?
No, honestly, to sort of round it
Tom's
up.
like, fucking hell, jazzy enough. I've got fucking another one on me now.
Right. To sort of round it up, I just think that Brentford will come forward. It's going to open up the space for us. And I don't listen. They can have Ivan Toney. Yeah, I'd love him at West Ham, but we've got Declan
You always said that.
in their
To be
team.
fair. You always said that, my man. You always said
Do you know what I mean? And the way I look at it is, we're in a good place. And let's be honest. And I think someone mentioned it earlier on. We're 1 penalty a kick away from being unbeaten. And I'd fancy us against Brentford anytime.
And I'll tell you something, James. We were talking about that earlier, and you know, this is why I'm very superstitious. I never like to pick West Ham to win out of superstition, not out of actual what I actually believe. But let me just say that, and I know we didn't talk about it because we didn't have a show that week, but that Manchester United loss, as devastating as it was, and it was devastating to me, the fact that we went down in injury time and then got the penalty that should have allowed us to salvage a draw, that to me showed that this is a different West Ham. It's a new West Ham.
I still think it was I think not the match that did it for me, but it was the following game against United that did it for me. Was the fact that we went into their own backyard still with 600 million worth of talent on the pitch, and we put the sword to them.
This is what I can't understand, though.
Yeah,
this is what I can't understand when people say that they fear Brentford when we've just come up against a Manchester United side.
Because Brentford on 7 days rest and what they've done so far this season, that's what I'm worried about. And the fact that we will have played a lot of games and a lot of tough games as well.
They're in form.
Yeah,
they're in form, and James.
I can understand that. I can understand what Tom's saying, but we played Manchester United a few days later. We run them very close.
But we both swapped 10 players out from the team, so it wasn't the same teams that played one another.
2 different teams playing each other. However, they did have 380 million pounds worth of players on the pitch.
Yeah,
I think we had 98 million players.
Sancho looked average.
Well, no, I mean they literally Sancho cost 80 million. Our whole team cost 98 million pounds. So that's an idea of what we beat.
That's why we got to give Vlasic time.
Right, and then of course we draw Manchester City. Then of course the next match in the League Cup is Manchester City, because who else would it possibly be? It had to be Manchester City. I mean, right? Because you can't win a game like Manchester United at Old Trafford and then get Scunthorpe next.
Tom, what do you think? Tom, what do you think about Armstrong? 16 million, not bad, eh? Not a bad option, isn't it?
What for Adam Armstrong?
Yeah, a little bit of a Danny Ings on the bench, past us going. No.
For Southampton, yes, but I don't necessarily think his level is Premier League. I think
I wanted Daka. That's my first choice.
He's not really done much, has he, so far for Leicester?
No, he doesn't play. He just sits on the bench.
Exactly.
The thing is, Lee, I'll say this quickly. I reckon we'll win 3-1 against Brentford.
Okay.
I hope you're right. I think we'll go through Brentford, no problem. Ben Rama will score and all, 100%.
Yeah.
If we rest players tomorrow, I may look to change my 2-2 to maybe a 3-2.
There's no need to change it now, Tom.
No,
you've made your decision.
Tom, Inter Milan, reasons for the kit and the choice. I have to go into that a little bit because I'm a Lazio fan.
Well, no, every West Ham fan just assumes that they're a Lazio fan.
No, big time, mate. Love them.
So,
but anyway, I got told off
very quickly because Lee's got to go off for a show with his missus.
Beautiful shirt.
It's true.
Just because when I was younger, my 2 idols when I was growing up was R9 Ronaldo and Ronaldinho, and I've got their shirts from when I was a kid up in the loft. And when I moved into my flat in Leeds with my mates for uni, he is half Italian, half Leeds. That's where the Leeds connection comes from. All of his family's into Milan. And then Foshizi, the absolute king, sent me this shirt. So shout out to
you could have been a PSG supporter, Tom, because I saw
No.
I saw Ronaldinho play for them in Paris when I lived there. Best athlete I've ever seen live. Seriously, best athlete.
Well, when I went to see
Yeah.
Fever, any foreign teams you like, my son? AC Milan or Juve or Dagenham United or...
Nah, I just stick to me West Ham, mate.
He's
You know what I mean?
pure. He's
It's
pure. You know he's pure.
Pure and simple.
He's pure.
Yeah,
and he's
Birds
I can't-
eye, fish fingers.
I can't be like Tom, support Leeds, follow Inter, and then follow West Ham. You know what I mean? Start going with FIFA,
I'll
innit?
tell you, when it comes to Italy, now I don't
Right
really
man for
follow
the job
Italian.
then.
I don't follow Italian football that closely. I've always kind of liked Napoli because I've been to Naples and I think it's a great city. And I love
Bloody hell, smashed up Leicester, didn't they, when they went there? Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm just saying,
I'm an
I don't,
Atalanta guy.
but I don't follow them. Atalanta, that's a great club. I mean,
Tom, you coming tomorrow? You coming
Underdogs?
tomorrow?
No, I don't want to go to games at the moment with all the COVID stuff going on. Not because I don't believe in it or none of that stuff, but I've got my grandparents up here to think about who I still do shopping for. And even though I am double jabbed, I still want to be able to go and do stuff.
All right,
Rebecca
cool.
says, Tom,
Totally
you
reasonable,
plastic.
Tom,
That's right. Again,
all right.
Rebecca chose to
All right.
Rebecca chose to live with me, so she'll have that coming next week. Don't worry, I'll sort you out,
I
Rebecca.
promised an hour. We're 5 minutes over. Tomorrow, obviously, we have the Euro Ripley games tomorrow. I don't think we're doing anything after that one, but there should be a post-match show on Sunday. Chris and Irish Tommy should do a post-match show tomorrow night. As far as I know, Katie's going to be on. Okay, 8:00 Eastern. Katie will have another hometown hammer on, so she's always a lot of fun. Watch her. That's 1:00 in the morning in London. James's channel is E20 Zone TV. Jazz, you have a channel too, don't you? West Ham Reunited, isn't that what it's called?
Yeah, it's called I Love Tom.tv. No,
Don't go to
no,
that.
it's West Ham Reunited. Tom's going to be part of it. Hopefully, talented boy. Yeah,
we're all
love him to bits.
We're all a big family.
Yeah, West Ham Reunited.
And then Saturday at 4:00. Do not right here in American Hammers TV. Right here in America. Do not miss Lucas, Kostya, Charlie Walsh, and Alan, the Polish guy, Rzepa, the guy everybody hates. I don't hate him.
I love him.
Everybody hates his takes.
What a great introduction!
Not him personally. Everybody hates his takes. That is gonna be a great show. And
He does it deliberately, and everybody nibbles on it. It's
the
fantastic.
Polish guy. Everyone fucking hates him.
I should be. My kids' games will be over by Saturday at 4:00. I will be home. I'll be back home. So I'm going to try to get in on that one, watch that one myself. So don't miss that one. Obviously, to everybody in the chat room, thanks for being on. Jazz, James.
Been a long time. I love this channel, really. Apologies for being out of it.
Had you on tonight. And of course, my Lucas, James and Lucas are on with us pretty much every
Lucas, I'm
every
sorry
show
to
now,
never
which is
get a
great.
word in. I apologize.
Lucas, look, he uses an economy of words, but when he speaks, he's worth listening to. All right, like the old EF Hutton commercials. When EF Hutton
And
talks,
Tom, my brother.
Right.
God bless you, son. Take care. We'll catch up.
Thanks, everybody, and
Unblock.
let's hope for a big day tomorrow. And
Yeah,
until
take
then,
care.
we maybe on Sunday we'll have a
Actually,
show.
I'm going to block the host. I'm going to block the host. That's it.
Maybe on Sunday we'll have a show. I'll let you know on Twitter. Until then, come on, you irons.
Come on, Yarns. God bless.